Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm driving a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 3500 long bed with an LTZ trim package. It's a mouthful and it has four-wheel drive. Now this is a beautiful truck. I love the exterior paint on this thing, and we're headed to Beckley's RV. I got the truck from Criswell Auto in Thurmont, Maryland. Be sure to give them a look up. They're also in Gaithersburg. They have tons of selection of inventory versus a lot of other dealers in the area. So I'm gonna go ahead and find an RV for you guys to see if the truck will have enough capacity. So stay tuned and I'll be right back. All right, so here we go. We know it can pull these little guys. Actually, that's a big one right there. But let's take a look at some of the fifth wheels. See what they got. I kind of want to do a Montana. If they have one, that might be a good one to do. See, okay, here we go right there. They got a couple Montanas. That's a Montana too. That's not a high country. High country is a little bit lighter, like this one right here. Okay. And look at that beautiful one right there. That's beautiful. I found the RV we're going to do a review on. It's going to be the Montana 3761 FL. This is a 2022. It's going to be front living. That's what the FL stands for. And it does have one bathroom in the back and a half bath in the kitchen. And it does have 5 slides. Now some of the specifications are right here. Check out this price. That is a big price, because check out some of your optional equipment. Now this is not everything, but I mean this trailer can probably get easily up to about $120,000–130,000. But as far as the tanks go, there are 5 tanks. You have 2 gray, 2 waste, and a 66-gallon fresh water. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features on the truck, and then we'll go ahead and jump back into the RV. They do allow you to drop the tailgate and raise the tailgate from inside the truck. You can kind of see it happening, although you do have to hold it down and then just push it. You have to be in park, obviously. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull under the pin box here so you guys can at least see a little bit of what's going on. If you want to change the camera view, you have a button there. It's just kind of back her in. It's pretty easy stuff, right? Too bad I don't have a hitch or anything like that. I can hook her up a little bit, but you do have a prep package on this truck. And that's kind of what it would look like there. And it's just really easy to do these types of things now with all this technology, guys. But let's go ahead and step out real quick so I can show you some of the hardware. I'm just gonna back up just a little bit more. All right there. That should be good. One thing I like about long beds is that you can really see everything a lot better. That's about where it would be if it was a fifth wheel hitch, okay? Oh wow, I still have a lot of ways to go actually. But nevertheless, you do have 2 areas where you can connect for your 4 or 7 pin for your trailer. And all you have to do is just slip it in here. And of course you have the plug system as well. Now down below, you do have some camera connections. And something that I've seen on some of the newer trailers is they'll have like little blind spot cameras on the side of the trailer. So a lot of those things would help you with going down the road when you're towing your trailer. And having the longer bed does make 90-degree turns a lot easier. On the shorter beds, they did install the prep package behind the axles, so you have the potential to make a 90-degree turn on most fifth wheel caps. I'm gonna say most because some of them probably won't allow you to do so on that truck, but on my Keystone Cougar with my Reese Goose Box, I was able to make a 90-degree turn. So let's go ahead and move the truck, and we're gonna do a quick walk around inside of the trailer, okay? Wow, guys, check out that front cap design. That is beautiful. This is gonna be a wide body fifth wheel too, and this does have this is like an upgraded head. It comes standard for these types of rigs, but it does have a pivoting head, and it's going to help with like bucking and chucking going down the road. You do have a prep and a generator availability. This one has it, although that door is locked. Check out how large this compartment is. I don't see that they put any lights in here. I would like to see that, but this does allow you to have 2 batteries. You do have hydraulic jacks. They are using LED lights, although this doesn't work. Mine doesn't work on mine either. So once you're going down the road and it gets wet, they're pretty much done. You do have a 30-pound propane tank, one on each side. And you are down on storage on the front drop frame. And power outlet. Decent size step system. This is the step above. And you're going to have 6 jacks for this one too. Rack and pinion slide out. This front one is going to be a Schwintek. And you have a large awning that runs pretty much all the way out back here. You actually have 2. I'm sorry, you have 2. So you have one small one here, one here. Have fun cleaning those off too. I hate having 2 awnings. Personally, they do work well in the summertime, but man, they are a beast to clean. And check out these tires. These are decent ones. These are the Sail Loon tires. Big truck, big RVs always raves about these. And they're using them on the Montana Keystone brand. ST235/80/16. And just keep in mind too, I mean, these tires are probably 110 PSI. I'll show it to you here in a second. But require special high load capacity wheels. So a lot of people don't know that. If you get these robust tires, you have to have the wheel to be able to hold that kind of pressure. I'm trying to show you the numbers for them too. Here they are, right down here. So this is going to be a 14 ply, and it is 4,080 pounds per tire for the capacities, and it's going to be 110 PSI. So this is a tire you want when you're going full time. And they do allow you to store the tire out back to keep some of that weight off the pin. It's a good idea. And here's some more of that storage out back. You don't need a lot more storage than this, guys. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh my goodness. And check this out. When you push it up, this holds it up for you. Just push that up. It's so cool. And then you have an additional area back here. And here's what it looks like open. Be a good spot maybe for like some for your sewer hoses if they don't already have it down below somewhere. And then out back, you have an additional door for something a little bit taller. Man, if my kids were out of the house, this would be the best RV to go full-time RVing with, guys. This door is really heavy, probably a lot of insulation in there. Now, the only thing that I see that poses a threat to you is this RV does sit kind of low, so it could bottom out. So just keep that in mind. Large ladder going up, and you do have prep for a camera. Another Schwintek slide on this side. So there's 2 on the passenger side or the entry side, and there's 3 on the driver's side. And you have additional doors for the storage area. You do have a spot back here to dump. And I actually skipped over, but you do have a hitch right below. 300 pounds. But this is just like an accessory. I don't think you can tow with this. You do have LED lights all out back too. Look how tiny the ones at the top are too. Really cool design. You have your hot water heater, 50 amp connection. And let's see if we can show you this side. Look at that, guys. That is just, that's ridiculous. Dump area out back. And here where some of your valves are. So these are going to be insulated too. That's something that Keystone's big on with these Montanas. You can live in these full time. So that helps like with the winter time. Another rack and pinion slide. And then this is the area for your sewer hose. So if you have another one that you have, you can put it on that other side of the storage area. Probably might make more sense to be on this side. That way it's closer together. But you only can get one inside of here. But you're going to need like 2. So just keep that in mind. This is the back of your furnace. And then this is the other side of the front storage compartment. You have your wet bay. Has a freeze guard winter rising system. Outside shower. And I like that the valves are out back, because when you hook up the water, when you go to pull your valves, you don't have to worry about the water hoses that you have here, because you're normally going to have your city water connected. You're going to have your black tank flush connected, and you might even, you know, have this one connected too if you're staying for a long time. And then this is your smart solar system inverter, most likely for that refrigerator. They do give you lights. And here are the numbers for this rig. This is a big boy. GBWR is going to be 16,800. Unloaded, 14,380 pounds. You might need a dual leaf for something this big, but that's just my opinion. All in, 2,360 pounds is the cargo carrying capacity. That's kind of low for something this big, and it's only because this trailer is so heavy. So you have axles at 7,000 pounds per, so 14,000 pounds. So most of that weight is going to be on the truck, so you don't have to worry about that becoming a problem. I say this in a lot of other videos. They start adding rollers to these slides, and people have told me when they've had issues with their slide out system, the dealership would actually add these on as a precaution to make it more reliable. So they're doing it from the factory, from what I've been seeing on some of these fifth wheels. I'm speechless. I am simply speechless. I don't even know where to start. Like, I live in my RV full time, so I'm used to like the size of it. But when I walk into like a wide body, it's just a few more inches wider. I think it's 102 from 96. This is breathtaking. I mean, the crown molding. Look at this. This is something new here. They're putting like actual filters inside the AC units. I would love to get one of these and like fill the AC units inside of them. They're probably really good. But you have 3 different places to sit. I'm sure these 2 couches turn into beds. You can lower and raise the television. Beautiful fireplace. Pretty much the same you see in all of them. But the cabinetry, you have a window up front. I mean, this is breathtaking. I mean, when you look at Montana versus Montana High Country, there's a reason why you're paying more. I mean, it's just no contest. Especially when you consider that this Montana has shades, and it also has the room darkening shades as well. That is just, yeah, this is the best of the best. JBL sound, they're starting to really get it now in the RV industry. They're giving you good stuff now. This is probably Bluetooth, have speakers, it probably sound amazing. This is just wow. Even the roof, I love the two-tone with the shade on the walls. Wow, 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 wow. And if you want to put your drinks out back, you can do that, not have to worry about hitting them over. Especially if your wife takes up both cup holders. Power seats with the USB. I mean, when you walk into the kitchen and just look how big this thing is. I would live in this for the rest of my life. I wouldn't even be mad. I mean, this is crazy. Residential size refrigerator. Look at that. And it has an inverter too. Look at that, guys. That is just insanity. You literally can live inside of here. You have a pop-up for more countertop space. I mean, come on. They give you power so you can put your coffee, your air fryer, all that on that side. And speaking of pop-up, look at that. You have a 4-burner cooktop. And guess what? All 3 of them you can actually use. See, the one in mine has one this size, but then they have teeny tiny ones which are worthless. And you can cook and bake all their good stuff in here. A little bit of storage just below. I don't see, never mind. Why would I even say I don't see? I do see. I see a trash can right there. I am just, wow. And if things couldn't get any crazier, they put a half bath in the kitchen. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this. Not a huge fan of these bathrooms where they are, because if someone stinks it up and this door opens up, things can get really interesting in the kitchen. But tons of storage. Sorry, I'm moving really fast. I'm just in awe. And you only have 2 chairs. I'm sure they have 2 additional chairs somewhere inside of here. But I'm a huge fan of dinette versus the booths. And you do have a leaf that pops out too. And notice how you don't have any legs on the side of it too. So you don't have to worry about hitting your legs. Central vacuum cleaner. I wonder if my wife and kids can live in this comfortably. No, we can't. We can't. I wish we could. But I want my kids to have their own little play space and area to hang out. Now walking back into the bedroom, cozy feeling, usable closet. I'm not used to it being on this side, so I like the fact that you kind of walk and you see your bathroom. But you have washer and dryer hookups. If you love to read this, my wife, I can't let my wife see this RV. We're gonna buy this. They have little areas where you can put books. Come on, guys. Who is leading the game? Keystone's leading the game. That's who it is. Don't get it twisted. Television. Haven't seen that in a while. Countertop space. Storage below the bed. I wouldn't put too much heavy stuff in there. There's your other chairs right there. You have other chairs for that dinette. I knew they were somewhere. And look at the handles. Everything is just done well. And I didn't show it to you. Let me see if it's in here. Hold on. Soft close. Soft close. And when you walk back into the bathroom, when you sit down and use the toilet, you have a lot of space. They give you a pocket door. One-piece shower. Look at this. This is what we did in our RV when we remodeled it. And they're doing it now from the factory. Like the colors, everything just works so well. It's time to upgrade. It really is. I'm sorry this video has gone too long. And yeah, I may have to come back and do another review. But everything from the AC units just looks beautiful in here. Like they just killed it. Absolutely killed it. They are the best of the best. Little sensor light going down the stairs. Wake up in the morning, come to your living room area. Imagine you're like in Colorado or Utah somewhere where you have views on views. I'm in awe. Now I don't know how to turn these lights on in the kitchen area. So I'm going to try to figure it out because it's going to hurt my head. Now sometimes there's little sneaky guys will put them on like the island. But I don't see that they're on this island either. So hold on one second. Let me try to find them so you can see all the lights on. I found them. They're right here. So you have the accented lights. Here, let me do this. Let me turn these off right here. I'm going to turn these off too. Hold on. So you have these accented lights right here. Whew. Isn't that beautiful? And you have those lights. So they were inside of here basically. Now if I turn them all back on, look at it. How much light you have coming inside of here. This is really cool. I don't know where the lights are for this, so I don't feel like looking for them. So maybe in the future I'll do another video and I'll try to find them. And one last time in here, I didn't show it to you with the lights on. There you go. Now we got to go do the numbers for this trailer before I go inside and buy this thing. So let's go. Let's go. All right, let's take a look at the numbers. So as far as the gross axe weight rating in the front, it's going to be 6,000 pounds. And your gross fuel weight rating is going to be 12,250 pounds. Gross combined weight rating is going to be 29,700 pounds. Rear gross axe weight rating is going to be 7,250 pounds. Curb weight is 8,400 pounds, so this is a heavy truck. Max payload is at 3,850. Conventional towing is 20,000, and they're saying 2,000 pounds for tongue weight. And your gooseneck and fifth wheel is going to be 21,100, and they're saying the max tongue weight is going to be 3,165 pounds. That is going to be advertised hitch weight and tongue weight only because these weights don't really mean anything if you have a lot of heavy passengers, a lot of heavy gear, and then you have to keep in mind the weight of your hitch too. So let's go ahead and put the numbers inside of the spreadsheet so we can see if this truck has enough capacity for that big Montana. Before I show you this spreadsheet, I want to make you aware of how I'm getting the hitch weight for this trailer. So what I normally do is I take the hitch weight that's online, which is a dry hitch weight, and I divide it into the shipping weight, which is an empty trailer. The propane tanks are not going to be filled or anything. So when you divide this number into this number, you're going to get 20.2%. So I want you to be aware of that before we get started with the spreadsheet. You've already seen the numbers for the Chevy Silverado and for the Montana. So now what I want to do is I want to go over some of the numbers that you have to really consider when you're going to be loading up your truck and your trailer. So the passengers, I'm going to use 385. This is basically a couple's trailer, so we're going to use a husband, wife, and maybe a medium-sized dog maybe. And if you think about cargo, think about your hitch, think about any type of other features that you might be adding. Something that a lot of people don't think about is if you plan on getting a larger fuel tank, or even having one in the bed, that's going to add more weight. So your cargo can easily exceed 1,000 pounds if you're not careful. So if you add 350 pounds here, you will have total with passengers and cargo at 735 pounds. Now I showed you guys the online hitch weight, which was 2,880 pounds. Now this trailer does have a higher unloaded vehicle weight, so we're going to multiply this by 21%, and I'm just going to assume that this trailer is going to be slightly heavier because it may have some extra features on it. Okay, so if you take 14,380 and multiply it by 21%, that's going to give you 3,020 pounds rounded off. So once you have your passengers and your cargo in the truck, and once you take off this hitch weight, which is 3,020, you only have 95 pounds available of payload. Because if you think about your payload of the truck, I mean 3,850 pounds is a lot when you think about a single rear wheel truck. But once you add in all these things, you don't have that much room. And keep in mind, this is an unloaded trailer, so we have to add something to this trailer. So we're going to take 15,580 pounds, which is adding 1,200 pounds to the unloaded vehicle weight. And once you multiply that by 21%, your hitch weight is going to go up to 3,272 pounds rounded off. So you already know where this is going, right? We are going to go over with this truck. Now, I do believe that if you were to get a base truck with maybe no options on it, you potentially could make this truck work, but you are going to be very close. Here's what I recommend you do every time. You're always going to want to use that 16,800 gross vehicle weight rating, and then multiply that by 21%. That's the best way to get these numbers, because what's going to happen is you might decide you want to go full time, and most guys know once you go full time, you're going to get a bigger fuel tank, and you want to add a few more features to your truck, and that's going to again reduce this number. So even though you have a 3,500 single rear wheel long bed with this much payload, you still can exceed that with such a high hitch weight for this trailer. So I strongly recommend, when you're doing your research, be sure to not take the dually out of the equation. I did a video earlier saying don't buy a dually. Now, I wasn't telling people that dualies were a bad purchase and to buy a single rear wheel truck. My point was, most people who want these big trailers may not want that big dually. So you may have to lower your expectations on your RV if you decide you don't want a bigger truck. But I strongly recommend, if you do decide that you want to buy a dually, you're going to have a payload somewhere in the neighborhood of this. And literally, if you want to add, 1,250 pounds to the cargo, if you want to add a couple more people, you will still have some of that extra cargo space. But again, even if you don't, because even with adding another 1,000 pounds here, you still get pretty close. You still have the availability to do that with this truck. So again, if you get a stripped down one, you can have a payload closer to this and still have room to do what you want to do. But I hope this was helpful, guys. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, be sure to leave something in the comment. If you do find this helpful, be sure to share it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.